Spirit leads me where my trust is weak, Father. Let me walk upon the waters, whatever you call me. Take me deeper than my face could ever wander, and my faith will be more stronger in the presence of my Savior. I have believed you are God. You perfected all. You perfected all. Only you can do. Well, now it's like you make all things new, like only you can. You perfected all. You perfected all. Only you can do what no man can do. You. Let me just continue my reading. Um, um, Time management matrix. Hold on, I'm ready first. Momo Bambi. What's up, yo? Hi, hi, hi. Hi. Hello, how are you? How are you? Hello. I'm good. How are you? How are you guys? Comments, comments in the live, okay? Let me know your thoughts. What's up? Are you doing good? Fine? Great? Let me know, just let me know. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm glad to hear that you are good too. Glad to know that you are doing well. I'm good. I'm really, really fine. Thank you for asking. Shout out to Momo for like showing up, for commenting, and being nice. Thank you, Momo. Where are you from? Where are you from, Momo? There. I Ivory Coast. That's why you were speaking French. Okay, I get it. I know Ivory Coast. I haven't just been there, but like there are a lot of opportunity for me to be there. Hey, hey y'all. You ananas. Yo ananas. I don't know. Mm, I know. I speak French too. I'm really, really fluent in French too. What's up? What do you want to talk about? I really don't have any idea. I was basically just wanna read my book, but I don't wanna get you like bored. That's why I'm paying attention to you for now because I really want to move on with my reading this part. Now I have this to read. That's why I'm on this live to read to you. Books. Mm. Like, I got three people watching actually. Can you like the live, please? Just double tap the screen and yeah, the live is liked. Can you do that for me before leaving? Mm? Can you like the live? I don't know. Can you like the live? Double tap on the screen like pump pump and beam. You like the vibe, the live. Can you like the live? Like the live, like the live, like the live. Now I got two people watching. Can the second person like the live too? Why is vibe getting in my mouth like that? Like the vibe, like the live. Who is that one person who is still in the live? Oh, okay. Thank you, anyways, for showing up. I appreciate that you guys showed up in my life. That's really, I mean, kind, and that's really, there is a word I want to say. That's really, that's really hard. That's really something. I mean, I love it. I love that. Thank you. Just want to say thank you. Thank you, Momo. Bambi. Do you know this song? Bambi, Bambi, Bambi. My dear, I need you. Like something like that. I used to hear that song when I was young. I don't even understand the song, I swear. But your name remind me that song. Do you know that song? I don't even know what that means. I don't know what it is about. That Bambi song. Bambi, Bambi, Bambi. My did I want you all under la 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 la. Dun 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 dun. Bambi, Bambi. Nice to meet you, Bambi. I hope you know that song. If you know that song, can you tell me what it is about? Bambi, Bambi, Bambi. My dear, I want you. Je chante aussi, j'aime chanter. Bambi, Bambi, Bambi. My dear, I want you. Or something, I want you, something. I don't know what he really said. I don't know the song. The song sounds a little bit sad. Tu chantes aussi. Super. That's nice. It's cool. Um, R&B, hip hop, rap, opéra. J'aime tout. Je sais pas, je suis un peu genre tout terrain en matière de musique. J'aime plutôt tout genre de musique. Je sais pas le genre de musique que j'aime pas. J'aime pratiquement toutes les musiques. Le jazz. Oh, okay. Let me tell you. Je n'aime pas vraiment le country. Je ne sais pas vraiment la douceur qu'il y a dedans. Du rap. Ouais, ouais, ok. J'espère que tu as le cardio pour le rap, hein. Ouais. Je sais pas trop, je sais pas si je dois te demander quel est ton rap préféré ou bien ton rappeur préféré, ou si tu composes déjà des chansons, t'as une chanson, t'as, t'as quelque chose à me recommander, est-ce que tu le postes sur ta chaîne YouTube? Parce que quand il aime, il faut vraiment donner un peu de temps à cette passion, hein, tu sais. Tu peux vraiment faire quelques petits raps de 1 minute, 2 minutes et poster sur YouTube. Il y aura des gens qui vont aimer. Lil Wayne. Okay, I love Lil Wayne. La chanson que je peux chanter un petit peu, son rap que je peux connaître un peu, c'est le Mirror, I don't know. With everything going on today, we don't know whether we are coming or going, but we think that we are on your way. Lifeline the other mirror, don't blow it. Whoo! Look at me when I'm talking to you. You're looking at me, but I'm looking through you. I see the blood in your eyes. I see the love in disguise. I see the pain hidden in your pride. I look just like my fucking dad. And I see myself. I'm looking at the mirror on the wall. Here we are again. Through my rise and fall, you'll be my only friend. He told me that I can understand the man I am, so are we here talking to each other again. La session d'assaut de. Bon, session d'assaut. Les games, c'est tout ça? Les maîtres games, c'est tout ça? Je sais plus, hein. Je sais plus. Session d'assaut, j'ai l'impression que c'est eux qui chantent dans ça, non? Mm, yeah, yeah, Mirror. Ouais, c'est une chanson que la majorité, c'est une chanson vraiment virale que la majorité de la population qui comprend l'anglais au moins a connu et qu'on kiffe tous. Mirror. People you know, people you don't, what else can them? People can go from people you know to people you don't. You used to be, then now you know. From people you know to people you don't. From people you know to people you don't. You used to be, you didn't know. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'm just gonna like move on with my reading. Okay, um, 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 for generation of time management. In habit 3, we are dealing with many of the questions addressed in the field of life and time management. As, as a long-time student of this fascinating field, I'm personally persuaded that the essence of the best thinking in the area of time management can be captured in a single phrase? Ah, I mean, I'm having a cramp in my leg because so I'm gonna be good. Organize and execute around priorities. Priorities. Yeah. That phrase represents the evolution of transformation of time management theory and how to best do it is the focus of the word. Are you? Ah, okay. Mm. La 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 la. Pam 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 pam. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. I'm just happy looking at myself. You see that? Huh? Check this out. Look at this. Drop dead beauty. Like period. There's nothing to talk about. Like there's nothing to debate. That's the truth. The truth. It's true that I am stunning with like proper. Okay, shut up. That phrase represents the evolution of three generations of time management theory. How to best do it is the focus of a wide variety of approaches and materials. Material girl. Oh, personal management has evolved in a pattern similar to many other areas of human endeavor. Oh, major development trusts or waves as advent of local stem follow each other in succession, each adding a vital new dimension. For example, in social development, the agricultural revolution was followed, oh, calmly, slowly. Y'all see that? My excuse, okay? My bad. But y'all see that tone of like rain? I'm sorry about it. Hope you don't see it. Hope I'm the only one that saw it. Um, I'm kind of losing my voice, but it's okay. For example, in a social development, the agricultural the agricultural revolution was followed by industrial revolution, which was followed by the informational revolution. Each succeeding wave created a surge of social and personal progress. Likewise, in the area of time management, each generation builds on the one before it. Each one moves us toward greater control of our lives. The first wave or generation could be characterized by notes and checklists, an effort to give some semblance of recognition and inclusiveness to the many demands placed on our time and energy. The second generation could be characterized by calendars and appointment books. This wave reflects an attempt to look ahead, to schedule events and activities in the future. The third generation reflects the current time management field. Field? I don't know. It adds to those preceding generations the important idea of prioritize, prioritization, of clarifying values, and of comparing the relative worth of activities based on their relationship to those values. In addition, it focuses on setting goals, specific long, intermediate, and short term targets toward which time and energy would be directed in harmony with values. It also includes the concept of daily planning, of making a specific plan to accomplish those goals and activities determined to be of greatest worth. While the third generation has made a significant contribution, people have begun to realize that efficiency, scheduling, and the control of time are often counterproductive. The effect the efficiency focus creates expectations that clash with the opportunities to develop rich relationships, to meet human needs, and to enjoy spontaneous moments on a daily basis. As a result, many people have become turned off by time management programs and planners that make them feel too scheduled, too restricted, and they throw the baby out with the bathwater, revert, reverting the first or second generation techniques to preserve relationships, spontaneity, and quality of life. But there is an emerging fourth generation that is different in kind. It recognizes that time management is really a misnomer. The challenge is not to manage time, but to manage ourselves. Satisfaction is a function of expectation as well as realization. And expectation and satisfaction lie in our circle of influence rather than focusing on things and time. Fourth generation expectations focus on preserving and enhancing relationships and on accomplishing results. In short, on maintaining the PPC balance. Quadrant 2. The essential focus of the fourth generation of management can be captured in the time management matrix diagrammed on the next page. Basically, we spend time in one of four ways. As you can see, the two factors that define an activity are urgent and important. Urgent means it requires immediate attention. Immediate attention. It's now. Urgent things act on us. A ringing phone is urgent. Most people can stand the thought of just allowing the phone to ring. You could spend hours preparing materials. You could get all dressed up and travel to a person's office to discuss a particular issue, but if the phone were to ring while you were there, it would generally take precedence over your personal visit. If you were to phone someone, there aren't many people who would say, I will get to you in 15 minutes. Just hold. But same people would probably let you wait in an office for at least that long while they completed a telephone conversation with someone else. So the time management matters. I'm gonna read what is in it. Urgent. So we got not important, urgent, not urgent. First, important and urgent activities, crises, pressing problems, deadline driven projects. That's urgent and important. Crisis, crises are important and urgent. Pressing problems, deadlines driven project. So now, not urgent but important activities. Prevention is not urgent but important. PC activities, relationship building, not urgent at all but important. Recognize, recognize new opportunities, not urgent but important. Planning, recreation, not urgent but important. Now, not important things but urgent. Interruptions, they are not important but they are urgent. Some calls, urgent but not important. Some mail, some reports, some meetings, pressing matters, popular activities. They are urgent but not important. Now we have not urgent and not important things, activities. Trivia, busy work, not urgent, not important. Some mail, some phone calls, time wasters, pleasant activities. Urgent matters are usually visible. They press on us. They insist on action. They are often popular with others. They are usually right in front of us. And often they are pleasant, easy, fun to do. But so often they are unimportant. Importance, on the other hand, has to do with results. If something is important, it contributes to your mission, your value, your high priority goals. We react to urgent matters. Important matters that are not urgent require more initiative, more proactivity. We must act to seize opportunity to make things happen. If we don't practice habit too, If we don't have a clear idea of what is important, of the results we desire in our lives, we are easily diverted into responding to the urgent. Look for a moment at the four quadrants in the time management. A four that's not urgent and not important. Mhm. Quadrant one is both urgent and unimportant and importance. It deals with significant results that require immediate attention. We usually call the activities in quadrant one crises or problems. We all have some quadrant A one activities in our lives, but quadrant one consumes many people. They are crisis managers, problem-minded people, deadline-driven producer. As long as you focus on quadrant one, it keeps getting bigger and bigger until it dominates you. It's like the pounding surf. A, a huge problem comes and knock you down and you are whipped out. You struggle back up. Yeah, you struggle back up only to face another one that knocks you down and slams you to the ground. Um, some people are literally beaten up by problems all day, every day. The only relief they have is in escaping to the not important, no urgent activities of quadrant 4. So when you look at their total matrix, 90% of their time is in quadrant 1 and most of the remaining 10% is in quadrant 4, with only negligible attention paid to quadrants 2 and 3. That's how people who manage their lives by crisis live. Result. Okay, the result of quadrant 1. I think, I hope, stress, burnout, crisis management, always putting out fires. There are other people, there are other people who spend a great deal of time in urgent but not important. Quadrant 3. Thinking they are in quadrant 1. You came back? What are you asking for? Si je peux t'apprendre l'anglais, but déjà que tu aimes Lil Wayne, tu peux facilement comprendre l'américain. Hein? Tu vois ses chansons, tu vas sur YouTube et tu télécharges ou tu regardes les lyrics, les paroles. Et si tu ne comprends pas quelque chose dans les paroles, il faut déjà avoir un dictionnaire anglais-français dans ton téléphone. Et quand tu ne comprends pas un mot, une phrase, tu tapes complètement et tu seras vraiment enchanté de comprendre ça et de pouvoir mémoriser les chansons. C'est comme ça que quand quelqu'un va parler, facilement tu peux comprendre ce que la personne dit. C'est toujours comme ça, hein? N'importe quelle langue pour l'apprendre, il faut regarder plusieurs personnes en train de parler la langue. Il faut maintenant chercher euh, la définition ou bien le sens des mots, des phrases que tu écoutes. Et plus tu es content de comprendre le sens des phrases, plus ça reste dans ta tête et ainsi de suite. Tu comprendras un nombre plus grand tu comprendras le sens d'un nombre plus grand de mots, de phrases et ainsi de suite. Tu vas commencer par parler. Il faut vraiment te mettre dedans. Parce que c'est grave un atout de comprendre l'anglais. Tu vois? Il ne suffit pas de vouloir, mais il faut vraiment être discipliné. Faire de ça, de mettre dans ta routine quotidienne, quoi. Il n'y aura pas un seul jour que tu ne vas pas écouter une chanson anglaise comme t'aimes le rap. Si tu te mets à fond, tu vas vite comprendre. Parce que dans le rap, les paroles passent vite, vite. Et si tu arrives à regarder les lyrics, les paroles des vidéos de ces chansons, et que tu mets sur pause pour pouvoir bien regarder, tu cherches le sens des phrases, tu mémorises. Quand il n'y a plus de dictionnaire et que tu écoutes la chanson, tu comprends ce que la personne dit. Et ça avance comme ça. Tu es fier de pouvoir comprendre de jour en jour. Tu mémorises les mots, les phrases et tu pourras parler. Tu vois? Ça a besoin de la discipline. Tu peux faire ça? Est-ce que tu peux faire ça? Avec Lil Wayne, tu peux vraiment, vraiment comprendre l'américain, hein. Il suffit de chercher les paroles de ses chansons, d'avoir un dictionnaire, de taper toutes les phrases que tu ne comprends pas. Ça te traduit ça et puis ainsi de suite, quoi. Tu vas commencer par rapper en anglais et tout. Pas n'importe quel anglais, hein, mais l'américain. Est-ce que tu vas le faire? C'est comme ça, moi j'ai appris l'anglais quand même parce que dans les pays francophones, l'anglais qu'on apprend à l'école, c'est, je crois, c'est british, quoi, c'est l'anglais britannique. Donc, c'est pas vraiment ça. Il faut l'apprendre soi-même sur YouTube. C'est YouTube, ok? Et pour pas t'ennuyer, faut l'apprendre avec les chansons. Mon, mon artiste préféré, c'est Rihanna. Donc, c'est vraiment beaucoup avec Rihanna que j'ai pu, voilà, avoir plus de goût. Et voilà, quoi, c'est parti, quoi. Tu vas te réveiller un jour et tu te vois en train de parler anglais de ouf. Tu vas te dire, bah, what? C'est moi ça? J'espère que j'ai répondu à ta question. Um, and they spend most of their time reacting to things that are urgent, assuming they are also important. But the reality is that the urgency of these matters is often based on the priorities and expectations of others. Result 3 of quadrants 3. Yeah. Short-term focus, crisis management, reputation, chameleon character, see goals and plans as reckless, feel victimized, out of control, shallow or broken relationships. People who spend time almost exclusively in quadrant 3 and 4 basically lead irresponsible lives. Result of quadrant 4 total irresponsibility, fired from jobs, depends on others or institutions for basics. Effective people stay out of quadrant 3 and 4 because urgent or not, they aren't important. They also shrink quadrant 1 down to size by spending more time in quadrant 2. Let me read again quadrant 2. Is not urgent but importance. Okay. Okay. Definitely. These activities are prevention, yeah. PC activities, relationship building, recognize new opportunities, planning, recreation. Ah bah d'accord, vas-y à fond, profite au maximum, ok? Parle anglais, parle. Just say something in English every day. Bon, je vais dire américain. Just say something in American every day, okay? Even if it's just a simple hello, hi, how are you? What's up, okay? Just start by these little habits, okay? Il n'y a que de petites actions qui ont l'effet de domino, quoi, qui produisent de grands résultats. Donc, commence déjà chaque jour avec la famille à dire quelques petits mots anglais comme les bonjour, bonsoir, salut, comment vas-tu, t'as mangé quoi, tu dors quand, tu vas sortir aujourd'hui, ok, just commence comme ça. Je parle anglais à un certain point que des fois je perds les mots français. Tu me parles, je veux répondre. Ah, c'est yeah, I got you. Ouais, fais en sorte que ça devienne ta routine, quoi. Parler anglais chaque fois. Avec ça, comme tu dis que tu vis en Côte d'Ivoire, comme vous êtes le pays de la marmaille, encore quelque chose qu'on dit comme ça, tu peux facilement, ouais, faire ton petit, ouais, là-bas, tu vois. Ça va t'ouvrir des portes aussi. Okay. Quadrant 2 is the heart of effective personal management. It deals with things that are not urgent but are important. It deals with things like building relationships, writing a personal mission statement, long range planning, exercising, preventive maintenance, preparation, all those things we know we need to do, but somehow seldom get around to doing because they aren't urgent. Yeah, okay. Comment on peut dire ça? Il n'y a que vous les petits français. Si seulement tu me plaît, bébé. Ah! Ne les calcule pas. On est en train de chanter votre chanson, hein. Est-ce que c'est Kérosène, ça? Ceux qui t'ont enterré vont te déterrer. Tu as la grâce de Dieu sur toi. Élevé, élevé, tu seras élevé. Quel que soit ce qui va faire pour te rabaisser, c'est zéro. Hmm. J'aime la musique, j'aime trop, trop, trop la musique. Donc, voilà, je l'aime aussi. Toi, tu dois les ignorer. Ta maison sur cette terre, c'est super. Eux-mêmes vont le constater. On te déclare. Tous ceux qui t'ont vont te respecter. Tous ceux qui t'ont. Tu as la grâce de Dieu sur toi. Merci beaucoup, c'est très gentil. C'est une qualité que j'aime malgré moi. Donc, merci beaucoup. To paraphrase, yeah. Peter Drucker, if quel est ton domaine la vente, business, business, business en ligne, business physique, etc. Ah, je suis comptable aussi, mais bon, le bureau là, franchement, c'est trop stressant et puis t'es pas vraiment libre pour faire tout ce que tu veux, quoi. Il y a trop de. Je sais pas comment l'expliquer. Ta conscience ne t'autorise pas à faire certaines choses quand tu as signé un contrat et que bon, je sais pas, tu peux comprendre. Ok, si tu as déjà travaillé dans un bureau et que tu viens travailler sans engagement, genre tu es dans le business, tu feras la différence dans le business, tu es plus libre d'agir, de faire ce que tu veux en fait. Donc ouais, je suis comptable aussi, mais bon, c'est dans la poche. J'aime le business. The feeder. Okay, let me see. Effective people are not problem minded, they are opportunity minded. Of course, totally, basically. Wesh, wesh, c'est très ennuyeux et stressant, trop de pression. You know. Mais c'est eux, l'argent même, bon, c'est tout juste quoi. Alors que dans le business, tu es libre, tu es toi-même, tu fais ce que tu veux, la liberté totale. Là-bas, on veut que tout le monde soit carré, on te force à être qui tu n'es pas. Basically, c'est ça, hein, on te force à être qui tu n'es pas. Genre, tu fonctionnes en mode robot. Robot, ouais, voilà, voilà, voilà. Bah, on n'est pas né pour vivre cette vie, en fait, hein. Non, je trouve pas. C'est pas la meilleure. Bon, il y a certaines personnes qui aiment ça, mais moi, c'est vraiment pas mon. C'est vraiment pas ma tasse de thé, quoi. Ça m'intéresse pas cette vie. Carré où on te force à être qui tu n'es pas, juste pour avoir une bonne impression aux yeux de tes supérieurs et tout. You know, that's so boring, annoying too. Um, Effective people are not problem minded, they are opportunity minded. They feed opportunities and starve problems. They think preventively. They have genuine. Tu veux m'épouser? You wanna marry me? Do you wanna marry me? And they have a genuine quadrant one crisis and emergencies that require their immediate attention, but the number is comparatively small. They keep P and PC balance by focusing on the important but not urgent high leverage capacity building activity of quadrant 2. With the time management matrix in mind, take a moment now and consider how you answered the questions at the beginning of this chapter. What quadrants do they fit in? Are they important? Are they urgent? My guess is that they probably fit into quadrant 2. They are obviously important, deeply important, but not urgent. And because they aren't urgent, you don't do them. C'est ma main gauche et elle est vierge. Y a rien. I'm not married. Faut déjà bosser, en façon tu te demandes les questions, faut déjà bosser pour venir me doter, me marier légalement, et puis me marier devant Dieu et les hommes à l'église. Va bosser. Now look again at the nature of those questions. What one thing could do? What one thing could you do in your personal life that, if you did on a regular basis, would make a tremendous positive difference in your life? Quadrant 2 activities have that kind of impact. Our effectiveness takes quantum leaps when we do them. I asked a similar question to a group of shopping center managers. If you were to do one thing in your personal work, that you know would do enormously positive effects on the results. What would it be? Their anonymous response or to build helpful personal relationships with the tenants, the owners of the stores inside the shopping center, which is current to activity. We did an analysis of the time they were spending on the activity. It was less than 5%. They had good reasons problems. They have good reasons. Problems one right after another. They have reports to make out, meetings to go to, correspondence to answer, phone calls to make, constant interruptions. Quadrant 1 had consumed them. They were spending very little time with the store managers, and the time that they spent was filled with negative energy. The only reason the only reason they visited the store managers at all was to enforce the contract, to collect money or discuss advertising. Merci beaucoup, Bambi, Momo. J'aime mon teint vraiment. Je l'aime surtout au soleil. Au soleil, ça brille. Là, je suis juste dans une pièce et c'est sombre, ce qui fait que c'est assez. Je sais pas how to say. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate your kindness. To collect the money or discuss advertising or other practices that were out of harmony with center guidelines or some similar thing. The store owners were struggling for survival, let alone prosperity. They had employment problems, cost problems, inventory problems, and a host of other problems. Most of them had no training in management at all. Some were fairly good merchandisers, but they needed help. The tenants didn't even want to see the shopping center owners. They were just one more problem to condense with. Uh, Always, ton cadeau, c'est plutôt que tu t'abonnes à mon compte ou bien à ma chaîne. Abonne-toi. Abonne-toi. Je crois que si tu t'abonnes, j'aurai 60 abonnés. Ouais, je crois. Alors abonne-toi. Comme ça, je pourrais mieux penser à comment te récompenser. Where am I? You rock it. You rock it, Momo. You rock it. You're such a rock star. Okay, I wish you good luck in life. I wish you the best. Cause you are really kind to me. You know that? You're really kind. You're really kind to me. Thank you so much. Thank you. um so the owners decided to be proactive. The determ the determined no determined their purpose, their values, their priorities. In harmony with those priorities, they decided to spend about one third of their time in helping relationships with the tenants and working with the organization for about a year and a half. I saw them climbing. I saw them climb to around 20%, which represents more than a fourfold increase. In addition, they changed their role. They became listeners, trainers, consultants to the tenants. Their interchanges were filled with positive energy. That's the problem. Tu veux dire quoi par là? Parce que là, je n'ai pas bien saisi, hein. Ou bien tu es en train de faire une déclaration. Oh, Atala sur moi. Atala sur moi ce soir. Euh, the effects were dramatic, profound. C'est vraiment, 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 mais vraiment gentil de ta part de me tenir compagnie quand je suis en train de lire. Parce que ta chouchou, elle aime lire. Ta chouchou aime vraiment, vraiment lire. By focusing on relationships and results rather than time and methods, the number went up. The tenants were thrilled with the result created by new ideas and skills, and the shopping center managers were more effective and satisfied and increased their list of potential tenants and lease revenue based on increased sales by the tenant stores. They were no longer policemen or hovering supervisors. They were problem solvers, helpers. Whether you are a student at the university, a worker in an assembly line, a homemaker, fashion designer, a president of a company, I believe that if you were to ask what lies in quadrant 2 and cultivate the proactivity to go after it, you would find the same results. Your effectiveness will increase dramatically. Your crises and problems would shrink to manageable proportions because you would be thinking ahead working on the roots, doing the preventive things that keep situations from developing into crisis in the first place. In time management jargon, this is called the principle. 80% of the results flows out flow out of 20% of the activity. Yeah. What it takes to say no. Tu parles, on dirait si toi et moi on vit dans le même pays même. Hein? On est trop loin de. Yeah, we're so far from each other. How can I make you discover new things? I mean, we don't live in the same area. Nothing in common. Huh? How can I do that? I would love to, but how can I? Tu m'achètes un billet, je viens en Côte d'Ivoire et on va découvrir les choses ensemble. T'en dis quoi? Alors réfléchis là-dessus. Um, yeah, what it takes to say no. The only place to get time for quadrant 2 in the beginning is from quadrant 3 and 4. You can't ignore the urgent and important activities of quadrant 1. Although it will shrink in size as you spend more time with prevention and preparation in quadrant 2. But the initial time for quadrant 2 has to come out of 3 and 4. You have to be proactive to work on quadrant 2 because quadrants 1 and 3 works on you. To say yes to important quadrant 2 priority to say yes to important quadrant 2 priorities, you have to learn to say no to other activities, sometimes apparently urgent things. Some time ago, my wife was invited to serve as chairman of a committee in a community in Divor. She had a number of truly important things she was trying to work on, and she really didn't want to do it. But she felt pressured into it and finally agreed. Then she called one of her dear friends to ask if she would serve on her committee. Her friend listened for a long time and then said, Sandra, that, sh- that sounds like a wonderful project, a really worthy undertaking. I appreciate so much your invitation, you invite, no, you're inviting me. Yeah, there is a mistake here. You are. It should be you are. I appreciate so much that you are inviting me to be a part of it. I feel honored by it. For a number of reasons, I won't be participating myself, but I want you to know how much I appreciate your invitation. Je m'en sors dans le management. does that mean? Je m'en sors dans le management. Sans compliment. Sandra was ready for anything but a pleasant no. She turned to me and sighed. I wish I said that. I don't mean to imply that you shouldn't be involved in significant service projects. Those things are important, but you have to decide what your highest priorities are and have the courage, pleasantly, smilingly, non apologetically, to say no to other things. And and the way you do that is by having a bigger yes, burning inside. The enemy of the best is often the good. Keep in mind that you are always saying no to something. If it isn't to be apparent, urgent things in your life, it is probably to the more fundamental, highly important things. Even when urgent is good, the good can keep you from your best, keep you from your unique contribution if you let it. When I was a director of university relations at a large university, I hired a very talented, proactive, creative writer. One day, after he had been on the job for a few months, I went into his office and asked him to work on some urgent matters that were pressing on me. He said, "Stephen, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Just let me share with you my situation." Then he took me over to his work board, where he had listed over 2 dozen projects he was working on, together with performance criteria and deadline dates that had been clearly negotiated before. He was highly disciplined, which is why I went to see him in the first place. If you want to get something done, give it to a busy man. Then he said, "Stephen, to do the jobs that you want done right would would take several days." Okay, Stephen, to do the jobs that you want to done right would take several days. Which of these projects would you like me to delay or cancel to satisfy your request? Well, I didn't want to take the responsibility for that. I didn't want to put a cog in the wheel of one of the most productive people on the staff because I happened to be managing by crisis at the time. The jobs I wanted done were urgent but not important. So I went found another crisis manager and gave the job to him. We say yes or no to things daily, usually many times a day. A standard of correct principles and a focus on our personal mission empowers us with wisdom to make those judgments effectively. As I work with different groups, I tell them that the essence of effective time and life management is to organize and execute around balanced priorities. Then I ask this question: if you were to fault yourself in one of the three areas, which will it be? One, the inability to prioritize. Two, the inability to desire, the inability or desire to organize around those priorities. Three, the lack of discipline to execute around them, to stay with your priorities and organizations. Most people say their main fault is a lack of discipline. On a deeper thought, I believe that is not the case. The basic problem is that their priorities have not become deeply planted in their hearts and minds. They haven't really internalized habit too. And there are many people who recognize the value of quadrant 2 activities in their lives, whether they identify them as such or not. My phone number? I can't give you my phone number like that. I don't even know you. How, you should put your number here, okay? Give your number. Give me your number. Or rather that. Okay, do that. And I will see if I will test you. Because I really don't know. You're such a nice person, a kind person. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Yeah. So cute. So cute. I don't know. You put your number. How can I give you my number? I don't know. Okay? I don't know. You put your number here and I'll see. Or I'm not really good at this. I don't know. I want to stop the live because I'm getting tired of this position. Thank you to the person that liked the video, the live. Huh? Thank you to that person. Um, let me continue a little bit before I end this live. Mais sans aucune... Comment on peut aimer comme quelqu'un comme ça? Ce n'est pas sérieux. L'amour là même n'inspire pas confiance. Comment on peut aimer quelqu'un comme ça? Ah non! I love you, my baby. I'm already your baby. So, so that's crazy, bro. Thank you, anyways, for hanging out with me all this time. Thank you so much. That's really, really nice from you. And there are many people who recognize the value of quadrant 2 activities in their lives, or whether they identify them as such or not. And they attempt to give priority to those activities and integrate them into their lives through self discipline alone. But without a principle center and a personal mission statements, they don't have the necessary foundation to sustain their efforts. That's me, I think. Mr. Lover Lover. Mm. Mr. Lover Lover. Mm. Mr. Lover Lover. Oh, oh, Mr. Lover Lover. I appreciate your feelings toward me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. How dare you ask me that in a freaking live? How dare you? Anyways, I'm not gonna answer that, okay? That's too personal. Hmm. No shame at all. But without a principal center and a personal mission statement, they don't have the necessary foundation to sustain their efforts. They're working on the beliefs, on the attitudes, and the behavior of discipline without even thinking to examine the roots, the basic paradigms from which the natural attitude and behavior flow. Oh, I don't think that's me. Um, a quadrant two focus in a paradigm that grows out of principle center. If you are centered on your spouse, your money, your friends, your pleasure, or any extrinsic factor, you will keep getting thrown back into quadrantal 1 and 3, reacting to the outside forces your life is centered on. Even if you're centered on yourself, you will end up in 1 and 3, reacting to the impulse of the moments. Your independent will alone cannot effectively discipline you against your center. In the words of the architectural maxim, form follows function. Form follows function. Likewise, management follows leadership. The way you spend your time is a result of the way you see your time. The way you spend your time is a result of the way you see your time and the way you really see your priorities. If your priorities grow out of principle center and a personal mission, if they are deeply planted in your heart and in your mind, you will see quadrant 2 as a natural, exciting place to invest your time. Okay. It is almost impossible to say no to the popularity of quadrant 3 or to the pleasure to escape to quadrant 4 if you don't have a bigger yes burning inside. Only when you have the self awareness to examine your program and the imagination and conscience to create a new, unique principle center program to which you can say yes. Only then will you have sufficient independent will power to say no with a genuine smile to the unimportant. Moving to quadrant 2. If quadrant 2 if quadrant 2 activities are clearly the heart of effective personal management, the first things we need to put first, then how to we organize and execute around those things. The first generation of time management does not even recognize the concept of priority. It gives us notes and to-do lists that we can cross off, and we feel temporary sense of accomplishment every time we check something off, but no priority is attached to items on the list. In addition, there is no correlation between what's on the list and our ultimate values and purpose in life. Ash, I'm getting tired. Really, really, really. Bayang. Beleo, di pala kage beleo. Desi agricultural. Bam, bam, bam. We simply respond to whatever penetrates our awareness and apparently need to be done. Many people manage from this first generation paradigm. It is the course of least resistance. There's no pain or strain. It's fun to go with the flow. Externally imposed disciplines and schedules give people the feeling that they aren't responsible for results. But first generation managers, by definition, are not effective people. They produce very little and their lifestyle does nothing to build their production capability. Buffeted by outside forces, they are often seen as undependable and irresponsible, and they have very little sense of control and self-esteem. Second generation managers assume a little more control. They plan a schedule in advance and generally are seen as more responsible because they show up when they're supposed to. But again, the activities the schedule have no priority or recognize correlation to deeper value and goals. They have few significant achievements and tend to be schedule oriented. Third generation managers take a significant step forward. They clarify their values and set goals. They plan each day and prioritize their activity. As I have said, this is where most of the time management failed is today. But this third generation has some critical limitations, definitely. First, it it limits vision. Daily planning often misses important things that can only be seen from a larger perspective. The very language daily planning focuses on the urgent, the now, while third generation prioritization provides order to activity. It doesn't question the essential importance of the activity in the first place. It doesn't place the activity in the context of principles, personal mission, roles, and goals. The third generation value driven daily planning approach basically prioritizes the quadrant 1 and 3 problems and crises of the day. In addition, the third generation makes no provision for managing roles in a balanced way. It lacks realism, creating the tendency to overschedule the day, resulting in frustration and the desire to occasionally throw away the plan and escape to quadrant 4. Mm. And its efficiency, time management, focus tends, focus tends to strain relationships rather than building them. Absolutely true. While each of the three generations has recognized the value of some kind of management tool, none has produced a tool that empowers a person to live a principle centered pattern to lifestyle. The first generation notepads and to do list gives us no more than a place to capture those things that penetrates our more than a place no to penetrate our awareness so we don't forget them. The second generation appointment books and calendars merely provide a place to record our future commitments so that we can be where we have agreed to be at an appropriate time. Even the third generation, with its vast array of planners and materials, focus primarily on helping people prioritize and plan their quadrant 1 and 3 activities. Though many trainers and consultants recognize the value of quadrant 2 activities, the actual planning tools of the third generation to do facilitate organizing, organizing and executing around them. Hold on. tired. I'm just gonna finish this paragraph and I'm done for today live. Today's live. As each generation builds on those that have preceded it, the strengths and some of the tools of each of the first three generations provide elemental material for the fourth. But there is an added need for a new dimension for the paradigm and the implementation that will empower us to move into quadrant 2 to become principle centered and to manage ourselves to do what is truly most important. So in the next live, I will start reading from the quadrant 2 to yeah, that's it for today's live. I'm really satisfied. Shout out to Momo Bambi for keeping me company through this live. And really cool to have you. And yeah, I'm just gonna end the live here. I appreciate everyone that showed up. Thank you all guys.